mentioned last night, wanted a little bit more grit and finishing some of those scoring chances and things like that. Did you feel like you saw that tonight from your team?
In Marty, in Pioneer.
Yes, okay, in Big Rapids, yes.
Yes, I thought we played with a lot more grit and determination tonight than we did last night. And it's not that we didn't, like last night we came out fast and we came out hard and we carried the play and we've been good to get up a couple goals, but we didn't sustain it for 60 minutes. And tonight I thought we did a pretty good job of doing it. You've got Bowling Green, as they come in, I think after last night's game was 10-5-2 over the last 17 games. That's a pretty darn good record. And they're playing as like a top team in the CCHA, like top 14. So, I mean, it was not going to be easy. They didn't make it easy tonight, and really proud of the way the guys battled, fought through it, came out with a win. And certainly all components had to be going tonight. Our penalty kill was excellent. We were 1 for 1 on the power play, and C.J. Mott was stellar.
And you talked about being a little bit thin on the lines, but you did get production from across all of those lines tonight. Is that pretty satisfying for you to get that?
Very satisfying, because for a while, it's been a while since we've had depth in our scoring. It's been a while since we scored some goals really at any kind of rate. And to get one from Buzzio tonight, I mean, that's a real lift when we can do that, to get the short-handed goal. But to see the scoring spread out again, I think that's a great sign as we move forward.
And then, you get up 3-1, they get 2 quick ones. And then can you talk about how the team responded there and what some of the keys were in retaking the lead?
Certainly. Well, it was, coming off of last night's game and loss, you can't help but start feeling a little bit panicky when the other team comes back being 2 goals down. I thought the players did a great job of staying focused, not really panicking. I mean, they're disappointed on the bench, you can feel it, but they didn't really let it get them down. And then I thought the power play that we got really, we scored late into the first, and we see what time Garrett's power play goal. It was inside of 4 minutes to go in the second. So we scored 2 late goals at the end of the first, at the end of the second. Those were momentum changes as you go into intermission.
One more question, Coach. You get the bye week next week. You can talk about how important that is to mend some of these injuries.
We need a bye week right now. We've been in the last furnace, if you will, for ever since the second half of the season started. This is a team that we have to really work hard for our wins. And I guess we go back to the Michigan State right after break, and then Ohio State, and then the series against Notre Dame was huge physical. And then all of a sudden Western was physical. And then we've kind of ground for the last 2 weeks, but with all the injuries, and those are the ones you see sitting in the stands, but a lot of the guys are playing hurt right now. Just because they're pressing the service. We need a week. The guys, I don't even want them around the rink until Wednesday. I don't even want to see them. Give them 3 days off. Let them enjoy. Get away from everything. Let's have a mini break and then bring everybody back. And I thought a year ago the breaks really did our team a world of good. The bye. And now our goal coming back, going to Michigan for the last week of the season, it's really going to be important. We do everything we can to get that bye, that first round of the playoffs, and hopefully a top 4 spot.
Kyle, can you just take through some of your thoughts on, first of all, like the senior night festivities and everything like that, and just some of the emotions going through your head before the game?
Yeah, it was all kind of a whirlwind before the game. Eric and myself and Travis and Singer were all just in the room, just kind of blown away by how fast everything went by. It's been a great ride, so I'm hoping that's definitely our last game in front of those fans. It was an awesome experience, but it's great to get a win like this.
How big was this coming off a really tough loss last night, and you guys were able to rebound, and some of your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's really important. You get kicked down a little bit. The next night's more telling of the team's character than anything else. So I thought we came out strong, and we played a grittier game. That's what we needed to do to get the victory. So that's really positive going forward.
You guys go up 3-1, and then they get 2 quick ones in the second period. How do you feel like the team responded after that?
I don't think anybody panicked. It was they got 2 quick goals, and that's kind of the way they are. They're a very streaky team, and they get rolling along, and they're going to put a few in. So I think we handled it well, and obviously came back and scored a big one on the power play, and that kind of carried us to the victory.
And then take me through the shorthanded goal and what you were able to. seen out there.
Great play by G. He kind of just was streaking through the zone. He flipped in the neutral zone. The puck just kind of died. And their goalie Burke was kind of half into going out trying to play the puck and half in his net. So he started to take advantage of his kind of off positioning and put it away.
And then, moving forward, you guys get a week off. How important is that to, mend some of these injuries that you have, and then, going to Michigan?
Oh, I think that's really important. 2 weeks off at this point in the season can only help us. So it's going to give us time to, we'll still get put through our paces in the next couple of weeks, but we'll be ready for Michigan. Realize that's going to be a tough test down there. They always play so well at home. So it'll take a couple of days to recover, and then we'll start to get focused for them.
Eric, can you just talk about, some of, I asked Kyle the same question, just some of the emotions going through your head taking that lap and the festivities before the game on senior night?
There's a lot of emotions going through your head. Kind of sad because, like Coach was saying, just time flies, and it's kind of sad to see all the fans in the stands for the last time at home. Until the playoffs, but it's nice to know you're moving on to other things as well. I'm definitely going to miss it here, that's for sure. You develop a lot of memories over the 4 years while you're here. And, I guess while you're taking the lap, you kind of think about a lot of those memories. And you just appreciate all the fans in the stands, too. And, especially if you do like come out every night, support the team. And,
Can you take us through that third goal, Corey's goal, and kind of what you were seeing on the ice, dumping it up to him?
Well, Huff got on the wall, and I saw Corey breaking up the wall ahead of him, and so I knew where he was at the whole time. And I didn't know if Huff was going to try to feed him or give it to me. And once he gave it to me, it was a no-brainer to chip it up to Corey because he's a fast kid too, and he gets speed. He's got probably a shot too, so I just kind of one-touched it up to him, and with his speed, he kind of got ahead of the defender and ripped it home.
Yeah, I mentioned the bye weeks, the other guys. Can you talk about the importance for that for you? I know you've been banged up on and off all season. So.
I'm going to enjoy it a lot. I've probably been going for a while. Just ankle injury, and then that's healing, but it doesn't really get all the way healed with the games of practice, and just some new injuries from last night's game. It's definitely nice. I know a lot of other guys are going to appreciate it too, but it definitely helps because it kind of rejuvenates the team, especially so late in the season. We only have one more weekend until playoffs, so hopefully it kind of gives us our legs back a little bit and kind of lets let a couple other guys get out and stuff and try to get back in the line for playoffs.
And then can you just talk about, Michigan and then the importance, like Coach said, getting that top 4 seed and getting that bye in the playoffs as well?
It's definitely important. Usually when it gets down to the last 5-6 weekends, you definitely start looking at the standings a little bit more. And because the first round bye, it's another bye week. You get to rest your byes, and then you get to play at home in the second round, which is a huge advantage. And I think going into Michigan, it's going to be tough. It's always a hard place to play, especially for our team. It seems like they're a little bit down on their luck this year with wins and losses. But they're always a good team. They bring top talent, and they usually figure it out towards the end of the year. So it's definitely going to be a hard series, and just looking forward. Hopefully, we get 2 wins.